Great. So today's topic, before we go into the topic, a quick introduction from me. I'm Imran Jamadar. I lead the Agile Center of Excellence in British Telecom Networks Division and lead a team of Agile coaches. My background, I used to be a programmer in my previous life, and from there, caught the agility bug. And since then, uh, been Scrum Master, the release train engineers, and Agile coach, and then the principal Agile coach, and now leading the team. So it's been quite a fascinating journey. And over the years of experience, I've realized that it's not only about team agility, but the entire business needs to think about agility. Yeah. Again, these are not my words. These are things which I've collated from various sources after reading, etc. The slides which I have put together. So today's topic really is business agility in the VUCA world. Yeah. Uh, Now, what do you mean by VUCA world? Okay. Before we do that, if quickly, as if you have a pen and paper handy, or if you can just write down the three most commercially effective companies in the world right now, just top of your head, whatever comes to your mind, uh, keep it handy. We'll come back to it. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you uh, 30 seconds to write it down. Great. Let's move on. We'll come back to that. So VUCA world. Yeah. What does it stand for? Now, really, where it originated, let me talk about it a bit. In the year 1990s, the US military college, they started using this term VUCA. uh, they used to describe the post-world war cold war world, uh, where the usual rules of the game no longer applied. And similarly, in the business world, uh, we started using this term in the 2001, and it really became a notion after the 2008 financial crisis. Yeah. So what does V stand for? Let's take a look in the term VUCA. V stands for volatility. Okay. Uh, it's basically the relentless increase in the four dimensions of change: type, speed, volume, and scale. What worked yesterday may not work today. Okay. McKinsey report predicts the change of pace today is 10 times more than the industrial revolution, and the scale of change is 300 times what it was back then. So V stands for volatility. U, U stands for uncertainty. Okay, it has never been more difficult to make predictions about the future. However much we plan, we are constantly surprised by events. Predicting the future today is difficult due to the sheer number of moving parts involved. C, C stands for complexity. Complexity. There are many moving parts, as I just spoke about, all interacting in ways we cannot predict in advance. Complex systems are unpredictable and non-linear. And A stands for ambiguity. Ambiguity is nothing, but we have more information than ever before, yet it is increasingly hard to join the dots. There may be many seemingly valid conclusions. So when we combine these four words, the first letters, the term VUCA comes up. Yeah. Uh, what it really means is the techniques that worked in the old days might not necessarily work with us anymore. So what is the impact of VUCA really on the business world? So all business leaders now realize that every product has a shelf life, and also that the timeline is getting shorter and shorter, largely because of increased VUCA. We have a product life cycle drop from 15 years to 5 years now. If your organization is designed to efficiently deliver known product and exploit the existing market, it will survive now for less time. So if you don't have a plan not only to exploit, but also to explore and innovate the new products, you will survive less in the market. Okay, that was VUCA, which brings us to how do we tackle VUCA, which is our next section. How do we thrive in the VUCA world? So that's where business agility comes into picture. Business agility is nothing, but it is the ability to compete and thrive in the digital age by quickly responding to market changes and emerging opportunity. Yeah. So it's not only about responding to the market changes, but also to look out for the emerging opportunities with innovative and digitally enabled business solutions. Uh, Now, basically, there are 6 enablers of what we called as business agility with a single-minded focus on the customer. The first one is leadership and management. What we need from the leadership is a lot more than mere words of support. Yeah, we need leaders to go through deep learning and growth themselves. Uh, they need to embrace agile way of working, be open to uncertainty. They need to move away from control and conformity to trust and transparency and openness, fear to collaboration, secrecy to experimentation, and from blame games to psychological safety. The decision making needs to be decentralized. The decision making needs to happen where the information is available. Again, not all decisions. Some strategic decisions definitely need to be taken by the leadership, but the day-to-day decisions need to be taken at the ground level where the information is available. So it's all about mindset and principles of lean and agility applied at the leadership level. Yeah, that's the first one. Second is organization culture. Okay, now, lean or agile culture is an environment that is underpinned by core values, behaviors, principles, and practices, enabling all levels of an organization to better adapt to cultural, strategic, and other changes. Okay, so we need to make continuous improvement as part of the organization culture. Yeah, and we have seen time and again, and many surveys have been done. Google has some brilliant material on it. Psychological safety, time and again, that comes as the top bit as far as your team efficiency and culture is concerned. Okay, uh, our our decisions should be guided by data rather than intuition. Okay, third one is the people aspect. People and how the employees feel engaged with the company. We have seen time and again that the companies with engaged employees outperform their competition. Okay, the organizations need to move away from bureaucracy to trust, from compliance and rigid rules to freedom and recognition, from strict processes to growth and shared purpose. Yeah, uh, things like your traditional HR practices, how appraisals are done, uh, uh, you rewarding your teams rather than individuals, empowering your employees at the right level for the right stuff to be done. Yeah, supporting the growth and learning of your employees. That doesn't necessarily mean only paying for certifications or something. There are various ways where you can enhance the learning and growth of employees in the organization. Okay. After that, the fourth one is lean governance and funding. Very, very important aspect. Money should be invested in value generating endeavors. Yeah, track business outcomes and invest in testing ideas quickly and cheaply. We need to make sure that our business strategy is driving the funding and delivery. So you need to connect the strategy to your delivery. That's very important. Always think about business outcomes, not just outputs. Yeah. Think about how it's going to benefit our business, not the number of, say, for example, if you're working in a Scrum team, not the number of user stories completed. That's the output. But how that user story is going to enhance our feature so that the customer uh, starts using it and you see a behavior in the a change of behavior in the customer. Okay. Flexible funding, we normally see in the organizations our funding models are annual. Annually, the fund is allocated and then people go on and do whatever needs to be done. If they don't spend the fund, then the fund is gone. Instead of that, flexible funding should be the approach as far as the projects or the products are concerned. Maybe a 6 monthly cycle where we see the outcomes which have happened, and then if need be, we change the funding to some different area where we have more priority. Yeah. Uh, Next one is technical agility and way of working. Uh, as far as this section is concerned, whenever we speak about agility, it's mainly this thing what people talk about. It really doesn't matter which framework, which approach you use. If you focus only on this element, you will fail. It's not only about technical agility and way of working. You need to think about all these 6 factors with a single-minded focus on the customer. Yeah. So things like we need to move away when we talk about technical agility and way of working. We need to move away from rigid processes uh, to collaboration, excessive documentation to faster feedback, uh, flexible context appropriate processes, and standardization to relentless continuous improvement. Okay. Uh, very basic uh, very basic things like visualizing your work that builds transparency in the system. Yeah, delivering in smaller batches gives you the flexibility to improve your flow and make course correction if necessary. uh, Built-in quality, think of quality right from the start, what we call the shift left. Yeah. See if you can use the DevOps and continuous integration and continuous delivery pipelines. And always very important, identify right level of metrics, measure them, and use them for continuous improvement rather than using them as a stick to punish people. Concentrate on 3 things: value, flow, and quality as far as technical agility and way of working is concerned. But just don't concentrate on this. You need to think about other elements as well when we think about business agility. And the last one, the sixth element is organization structure. Yeah, we need to move away from top-down hierarchies to networks of interconnected, cross-functional, autonomous, and customer-focused teams. We need to avoid functional silos, and we need to stop focusing on individual productivity. Rather, we should be empowering and creating a network of small uh, cross-functional teams, uh, and there has to be shared goals across those teams which are aligned. Uh, Isolation doesn't work. So it is necessary to focus primarily on people and their relationships to each other and their work, and then facilitating better process of how things get done. It is a structural and cultural change and not just a framework or process change. Only when all these 6 enablers with a focus on customer are addressed holistically and in a coherent and coordinated way will organizations really have a chance to survive and increase their agility. That's all really. Hope, Tom, that was in time.